Hello and welcome to The Hero Spouse. I'm Kendra Ruth, here to answer one of your questions about marriage and midlife crisis. Today we have a male left behind and forward-moving spouse with a bomb drop of October 27th, 2022 and a date of marriage of 1998. His MLCer is at home and he doesn't know the energy level types yet. He says, I'm trying to understand bomb drop and where my MLCer is on all of this. During the summer, I did something that really hurt her emotionally. And that was the breaking point for her. She changed her entire personality, her way of thinking at that time. Then in October, I found the first suspicious things about the OM. We fought for the next 5 months about that subject because of more and more suspicious things. She made me out to be a jealous monster. I nearly lost my mind in the process. March of 2023, I found 2 cell phones and got a confession that the emotional affair was going on since summer, and it had been physical since February. She and the OM, the alienator, had no intention of breaking up, but both decided to stay with their spouses once exposed. There's been no contact between them, but she's completely heartbroken and missing him. No interest in me. I'm wondering about what I consider the bomb drop date and maybe what stage she's in at this point. Okay, so you found out about October. I found out first suspicious things about the alienator, but I'm more interested in what happened in the summer. You said you did something that really hurt her, and because you say that, you're taking some accountability for it. I don't know what that is. And I am wondering if this was going to happen anyways. First thing, there's a lot of things that could go on. Maybe you did something and brought bomb drop out. Maybe she fabricated something and you did something reactive. I don't want you to take too much blame for it because, and maybe you did something terrible, but she was probably getting there for it to be a breaking point for her. For her to be the one in a midlife crisis and you to have done something wrong. Whatever you did didn't cause this. Trigger, I can't say. But causes are in childhood. Triggers are something that lights the fuse. So maybe you lit the fuse. It was going to be lit next year, a few years from now. But you lit it, maybe. Okay. I'm considering that may be your bomb drop, the time during the summer. Because from that, here's why. From that moment, her entire personality, way of thinking changed. That's one of the key factors for bomb drop. Here we are one moment, and then everything changes after that. Their personality, how they feel toward us. That's usually when you get the I love you, but I'm not in love with you, or that type of thing, speech. But you might not have it. Sometimes we do pull bomb drop out of them because we discover an affair. So there's stuff already going on. We didn't know about it. We discover an affair, or text messages, emotional or physical. And we can pull a bomb drop, and then they'll change from there. Because before they were hiding the affair, and now they don't have to hide it. They may deny it, but hiding and denying aren't the same thing. So very likely because of the behavioral changes that were so significant or such a clear demarcation of one way and another way, bomb drop summer. That's when she changed. And making you out to be a jealous monster, gaslighting, blame twisting, projection. So they've both decided to stay with their spouses once exposed. Do you mean both spouses know you and the other person, his wife? And why do they get that decision? I mean, sure, there are 4 people that get to make a decision. So what is your decision? What is his wife's? It might not be any of your business on their end of it. So what's your decision? Now you're here, and I work with standers, so I'm going to assume for the moment that you're standing. But that doesn't have to mean that she stays at home. Doesn't mean she doesn't right now either. Right now you said that she's heartbroken, but there's no contact. There's going to be contact. and it is going to get worse. I want you to prepare for that. People who are having an affair and are limerent with each other, that you say she's heartbroken, she's limerent, will find a way to be together. Now, let's say he's able to pull himself out and get his marriage healed. Let's say he's not in a midlife crisis. Good chance, age-wise, you've got two MLCers coming together. But let's just say he made a mistake, he does all the amends, and so he doesn't make himself available to her. He keeps his boundaries, and then what? Well, a few things might happen. First thing, wait for the next alienator to come along. Wait for another affair. Men are probably more likely to have the multiple affairs if it doesn't work out. But both. She could be a low energy wallower. She could get stuck at home and just wallow. It didn't work out. And any alienators from there on could be fantasies. And by fantasies, I mean she could have crushes on real people, or real people but distant people like Brad Pitt, or romance novels. Full fantasies. Or she finds somebody else, but she may become a low energy wallower. Women are more likely to stay at home for longer than men. I say MLCers leave. That's general, and it's not 100%. But that's also more general for the men. Women, yeah, but fewer. It's still probably over 50%. And that's an eventually. But they stay home longer, usually because the kids. And they're more likely to be low energy wallowers. And those who are at home are more likely to be low energy wallowers. Not because being at home creates that, but those are the ones who choose to stay at home. There's also, if you're a low energy wallower, a lower chance of an affair than a high energy. Still might be over 50%. I'd have to look at my stats. But high energy are much more likely to have an affair than just the low energy. Now she's already having that affair. They're going to find a way to be together. And if they don't, she is either going to sink more into her depression, and that's part of a midlife crisis, or she's going to go out and find more and more. It has been summer, and you're right, she's at home, and I can't tell her energy level either, other than that she's heartbroken and missing him. If she's going to be a high energy replayer, here's what I see from men and women who are high energy replayers. First, they're more likely to be the ones that leave home. Men, it's the bachelor party life or the frat boy life. Women, put that kind of lifestyle in. What would a woman be in that situation? Party life. Oftentimes we hear about how the women are now dressing not only like teenagers, but like they're walking the streets. So provocative and sexy. They are more interested, a lot of vanity. You might get vanity on both ends, but somebody who's depressed doesn't have the energy to put into that. So I see cosmetic surgery or interest in it if they can't afford it. The whole new wardrobe, but provocative, especially if the standard weight loss comes with it, because now they're in a whole new body. So the other thing that I notice, men who are in midlife crisis tend to me have narcissistic traits. That's during the crisis. I am not saying that they are that way outside of it. Women during the crisis seem to tend more toward borderline personality traits, especially high energy replayers. So go read up on what that is and compare it to somebody who seems more overtly depressed, which would be the low energy. Where is she in this crisis? She's in the beginning. Sorry. She is in escape and avoid. And that will last for a few years. Now, is she going to escape and avoid into her own mind for her depression? Or is she going to escape and avoid into provocative partying lifestyle? We'll see. We'll see what she's been doing. It may be about how this relationship with this alienator goes. Are they able to sneak around? And it could be off or pining away for months and get back together. Right now, I don't want you to think you are in a reconciliation if he's gone for a while. You may be there helping her. But she's in a midlife crisis, and it takes 3 to upwards of 7 years. So I want you to understand what it is you're dealing with. So you're finding suspicious things about the alienator, and you fought for the next several months about this, and now you know it's happened, you have a confirmation, you find out about it again, especially if you know it's physical, you kick her out. Well, first you tell her, you know what, instead of saying, I'm going to kick you out and packing her bags, you say, you don't get to live here anymore. If you're doing this, you need to leave. It's your choice, though. Don't use ultimatum language. Don't say, yeah, you have to choose between me and him. Don't even say us and him, meaning family and him. Don't frame it that way. She will choose him. She might back off a little bit, but it's just going to be eventually. She just chooses him, or she keeps choosing him while keeping, it's not even 1 foot in, but she stays in the house because she can. It's very clear. If you're choosing to have an affair, then you need to leave. I don't know what you're going to do with that. I don't know how you're going to do it. And you might have to talk to a lawyer. And that sucks. But you need to have a firm boundary that this is not allowed. So what's not allowed is that you know about the affair. Don't argue with her about it. It doesn't need to be argued. It's just, hey, you're having an affair. And we both know you've had this. Not only do we both know you are having an affair. We both know you're not happy, and I'm so sorry about that. But this is not one of those where you get to stay with your family and have an affair. It's not how this thing works. It's unhealthy for all of us. It's toxic. Figure yourself out. We're going to be right here. We're still here. And then you have to work on yourself and your family. Work on keeping your children safe if you have children. Because you're going to be the stable force. But she needs these boundaries. She needs to know that she can't just stay at home and be allowed to have an affair. Because if that's how she's doing it, because she knows that you know about the affair, then you're allowing it. You're enabling it. And you don't want that. Right now, if she's not having contact with him, she's pining away for him. She might be emotionally in her head having an affair, even if he's not reciprocating. It's when they have contact. When she and he actively get together. And you have to decide whether actively get together means by text, by phone, or physically. But there needs to be a boundary. And you can warn her about that if that happens again, but you don't warn her about it in the sense of, here's what the punishments are going to be. If you do this again, that's going to create resistance. Did you like the tone of my voice when I said that? My husband used that tone of voice with me. I'm like, first, like this, like I'm so ashamed. And second, I am pissed off. Who are you to talk to me that way? So you're having a discussion one day. Maybe you've gotten into counseling together. You're just going to say, honey, I love you. I need you to know I want this to work. But I also need you to know that I recognize that you are having this limerence for him. I recognize that you're heartbroken. I recognize that you're missing him. And from what I've learned about affairs is I know these things get pulled back in and pulled back in. And we can't do that. You might do it, but if it happens, I'm still here, but you can't be here. And what that means, now notice the way I'm speaking, soft voice, but I'm sounding firm. I'm not sounding, here's what I think we're going to do, and maybe we should do this. Think, maybe, wishy-washy words. What you're going to do is you're going to say, if you're going to be with him, if you're going to have a relationship with him, you're going to meet up with him, you need to choose to leave. That doesn't have to mean it's forever. We're still here. And when you are ready to be here with us, you just let us know. But this home is a sanctuary. And we don't let a third party in. So I need you to know that if you don't choose to leave and I find out, then I will facilitate your leaving. Now, before you say all of that, do find out what you're legally allowed to do. Because if you can't legally enforce that, then it takes away all the power. But the boundary when they're having an affair and you know about it and very important, they know you know, is they shouldn't be in the same house with you. And it shouldn't be you leaving. You stay. You get to be single dad. Sorry. If you've got kids, that's how it is. You can figure out how to do kid exchanges. That's a whole nother thing. But she needs that boundary. Okay? Sorry. I hope this is helpful. And I will see everybody in the next question.